How's it going? It is Drew, and I am back with a few tips for you when it comes to determining your semester schedule. Now, the coolest thing, or one of the coolest things about the college experience is you get to build your own schedule every semester. It's not 8 to 5, Monday through Friday like high school, and you get to pick and choose what times fit for you. However, in pursuit of your degree, there are some parameters and some boundaries in terms of the class offerings and what the classes are that are required for you to take. So I have some tips and some thoughts in guiding you towards that ideal semester schedule. So first and foremost, we need to start with the foundation, and that is the core courses that are required for your degree. Those are going to dictate your entire schedule. And often you will find classes that are only offered every fall semester, and if you do not take them that fall, then you have to wait an entire academic year to retake that class. So, word to the wise, build around those core courses. Now, you can always work with your advisor in discussing what those courses are and how to best schedule those as well, but just make sure you're paying attention to the times and the days that they're offering. Now, that's the first thing. The second most important thing is, what other obligations do you have? Do you have family obligations? Do you work? Are you working full time? Do you really need to maneuver and balance between your classes and your work hours? If so, then let's see how that works. Is your supervisor at work willing to flex your work schedule around your class schedule? Or do you have to really finagle what those courses are that you're taking versus when you have to work? So those are, with the core courses and your work hours, those are the two most important things you need to take into consideration when building your ideal semester schedule. Now, the next thing that I would look at is, when are the courses being offered? Are they Monday, Wednesday, Friday? Are they Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday? Are they Friday afternoons? And now with the core courses, those are non-negotiable. You have to take them when they're offered. But with core courses that have multiple offerings, or other courses that you plan on taking that have multiple offerings as well, you have a little bit more flexibility in what you want to do with that. Do you really want to take a Friday afternoon class? Or do you want to take a Tuesday evening class if it's offered? Now, moving forward into this, consider your electives. Do you want to take electives that are kind of out there, or electives that are related to your degree? And so when I say that, what I mean is, do you want to take the history of Harry Potter, or do you want to take something that's more closely related to your degree? Let's say you're doing statistics and you want to take a class in data science in healthcare. So two things to consider with that. One, how closely related is it to the degree, and does that matter? If you do take the history of Harry Potter, that may not count towards another degree if you switch, or you may have trouble getting those credits trying to apply towards degree completion. So that's one thing to check with your advisor. And the other thing is, do you really want to stay within that realm of what you're studying to maximize what you're learning in the classroom? Now, putting this all together, what does your class schedule look like? So you have the classes that you want and the classes that you need. You know what your work schedule could look like. You know how flexible it can be. So what's next? Piecing it together. So one thing to consider, what classes are on campus and what classes are offered online. Now, you may be taking all of your classes that are on campus and in person, and that takes care of that. But if you're taking a mix of on campus and online, what does the online component look like? Is that a live online, or is that on your own time online? And now I say this because if you are on campus, let's say from 1 to 2 in the afternoon with an in-person class, and you have a 2 o'clock live online class, do you have somewhere where you can go to log in? You won't have time to run home and log in from there. So these are the little things that you need to take into consideration when you're building your schedule. The other thing that you need to look at is yourself. And you know yourself better than anyone else. And when is your brain at its best? Are you asleep at 8 a.m.? If so, then I wouldn't schedule a class before 10 a.m. because you'll fall asleep and you're more likely just to not attend. So you really want to look at those times when you're at your best mentally and with your energy to get the most out of those classes. But also be warned, that can be limiting as well. What's more, how are you going to stack those classes? Are you going to try to go for that 2-day class week where you only have classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but it's from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., and then spend Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and even some of the weekend hours working? If you can pull that off, go for it. Or are you someone who wants to just spread it out and allow yourself some time in the afternoon, Monday through Friday, to get involved, do some campus engagement experiences, and also set aside some time to study, and you want to be more methodical? If so, go for that. And so I want to bring all of these perspectives to you because in some cases, in some semesters, you may not have much of a choice, and that's okay, and that's normal. But then you may have some semesters where you have so many choices and you won't know where to begin. So think about the structure and the foundation that I've given you, and also some of the things to consider, like when the days that the classes are offered, or the class modality, and if you need to be on campus, or if you're going to stack them back to back. And even if you're a science or a STEM major, I wouldn't necessarily recommend stacking all of your science classes back to back because it is so mentally draining. So take a lot of those things into consideration. In your first year, you may not have as much flexibility. And that's great because that gives you time to get to know yourself and how you study, how you approach classes, how you approach the routine of college classes in a college semester. So then as you move into subsequent semesters, you can start to have more fun with how you plan your schedule. So as always, I hope that was helpful. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts on what the process was like for you when you built your schedule, and some of the things that were helpful and some of the things that were a little bit more challenging. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And as always, I will see you in the next one.